Welcome back to UniversalGiant plays The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. In this part of the playthrough, we're going to be taking on the boss of the Shadow Temple, who I imagine is in this dark and scary hole. Woo, bouncy. Is this a giant trampoline? A hand! Ew, that's a yucky hand. Another hand! They look like giant ape hands. It's playing the trampoline like it's some sort of drum. Or bongo. And it's a giant shadow beast. Phantom Shadow Beast, Bongo Bongo. Hit the hands with your arrows, then use the lens of truth to see this dude. I thought I hit him with my arrow, I guess not. Okay, lesson learned. Immobilize his hands, then shoot his eye. Slice it up good. Shoot the hands again. Lock onto his eye. Hit it with the arrow. Slice up his eye with your sword again. I guess you can only get 2 hits on him at once. Get the other hand. Lock onto the eye. Yeah, same old, same old. And once again, 5 hits with the jump attack will kill the boss. So, with one last hurrah, he will play the bongos as fast as he possibly can until he runs out of energy and dies, turning into the same weird shadow stuff we saw, which looks even cooler because of the emulator glitches. So he dies, shadow fills the bongo until it disappears, and we defeated the monster of the Shadow Temple. Heart container. I didn't realize how many hearts I lost in that battle. So let's get some stuff. Arrows, magic, both of which we could use. Something funny I like to do whenever I enter one of these as an adult. I take out the Big Goron sword. You go into the light, it turns into a crystal, and when you get sealed inside, the Big Goron sword sticking out. I think it's funny. So back in the Chamber of Sages, we find Impa, who Sheik told us was the Sage of the Shadow Temple. So this should be a relatively quick conversation. Hello, Impa. Zelda's protector when we were kids 7 years ago. They both ran out on the same horse. As she expected, we came. She's Impa, one of the Sheikah, and Zelda's caretaker. I said that already. We Sheikah have served the royalty of Hyrule from generation to generation as attendants. However, on that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf suddenly attacked, and Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, the hidden treasure of the royal family and the one that we got from Zelda when they fled, the Ocarina of Time. Her duty bound her to take Zelda out of Ganondorf's reach. When last she saw us, they were making their escape from the castle, and we were just kids. Now she sees we became a fine hero. There's nothing to worry about Zelda because Impa assures us she's safe for now. And soon we will meet Princess Zelda face to face, and she will explain everything. I look forward to that day. And that is the day when the 6 sages, the wise ones, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. I am very much looking forward to that day. So Impa will stay here, and it's up to us to go to Zelda's side and protect her on Impa's behalf. And now Impa's going to bestow upon us a little bit of her power, and whatever she can do as a sage to help us take care of Ganondorf. Of course, my game audio cut out again. I apologize for that. That's very strange. I don't know why that happened. That's the second time it happened. Anyway, Shadow Medallion. Impa awakens as a sage and adds her power to ours. Please look out for the princess. So it teleports us back to the graveyard. I'll reset the ROM so I get my game audio back. Give me a minute. Alright, I reset the ROM. We have game audio back. Huzzah! I should have thought through what I'm going to do after this, though. I do not believe there's anything cool we can do in Kakariko Village right now. I know there's something I'd like to do at Zora's Fountain. You know, I love the remake of this music they did for Brawl. I think orchestrating it with the way they did it was just fantastic. Anyway, remember the bean we planted over here when we were younger? It makes a leaf. And although this leaf doesn't get us any items we really need, although we could get them if we really wanted to, it takes us up Zora's River immediately. So we don't have to run through all that crap again. Which is nice, because I don't like crap. Yeah, let's see what Navi has to say anyway. The desert is where Ganondorf the Evil King was there. Born. If we go there, we might be able to find something. That's the only place in Hyrule we have not gone, and it is by far the most expansive. So Navi is correct in saying that that is where we are going next. But I want to stop by Zora's Fountain again first, to get something that I forgot I should have gotten in the first place. Although there isn't really a it's not a necessity. I don't need it for anything, but for completeness, probably a good idea. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, the shop that we opened up with the red ice down to my right is the only place you can get a Zora tunic. So if for some reason you don't talk to King Zora, or do not remember to unfreeze him, you can always get a tunic from there. The one that will help you breathe underwater. Which comes in handy for the water temple. It's not required, but after going through it, you can tell it was just a lot easier to do it with the tunic rather than without it. So, run along this side of the fountain. I'm actually just trying to avoid having to swim, because I think I can run faster than I can swim. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like I'm going faster. So anyway, you could also do this when you were a kid if you were taking on Jabba Jabba. You come over here, you notice this rock, and a smaller rock there. So you figure, okay, let's blow it up, maybe there's a rupee or something underneath it. Lo and behold, you blow up the whole wall, and it opens up a Great Fairy's Fountain. So bring out the Great Fairy with Zelda's Lullaby, like all the other Great Fairies, and she will give us a magic spell. Considering there are green torches around here, it's probably a green magic spell, but let's find out. So which Great Fairy are you? I believe we already met the Great Fairies of Power and Wisdom and other stuff. So who are you? Great Fairy of Magic. Didn't we meet already? Well, I'm not going to argue, because I get a magic spell for this. A green magic spell. Give it to me already. Furor's Wind. It's a warp magic. You really want to read what she says about it. Teleport. You use it to teleport, and you can only use it in a dungeon. When you first use the magic, you will create what's called a warp point. And if you use the magic again, you can either get rid of the warp point or warp to the point that you made earlier. So the Great Fairy is going to explain that you can only use it in a dungeon with a dungeon map, or one of the places in this game that was changed from the original version. And warps can only be used once, so use them wisely. Anyway, that's going to do it for this part of the playthrough. In the next part, we will begin our journey to the Gerudo Desert in search of the last sage. See you then.